Let the world around you grow quiet now. You've arrived in a place where time slows, where gentle winds brush lace curtains, where the soft creak of timber beams overhead and the distant rustle of trees just outside your window all begin to blur into one long exhale, Breathe in slowly. Hold it just a moment and breathe out. Let it go, again. Now, inhale and release, good. You're safe here. You're warm. You're welcome. Now, if you like, you can nestle into your pillow a little deeper. Perhaps pull the blanket a bit higher over your shoulder and let your eyes begin to grow heavy, because our story tonight is not just one you listen to. It's one you drift into. Our tale tonight begins in a castle tower high above the valley, where dreams are woven not in words, but in thread and color and memory. Our story begins with Lady Aveline. The stone chamber was round, with tall, arched windows that watched the stars. It was neither large nor small, just wide enough for a fire to crackle in the hearth. 4 shelves of colored thread to rest like a rainbow folded neatly, and for a single ancient loom to sit beneath a vaulted ceiling, its wooden frame smooth with age. Lady Aveline sat before it each night, her fingers deft, her mind quiet. Each thread she chose had meaning. Sapphire blues for her mother's eyes, deep green for the forest where she once wandered barefoot, golds and silvers like candlelight and constellations. She was not merely weaving a picture. She was recording a life. You see, in the Middle Ages, noblewomen like Lady Aveline often stitched the stories of their families, their joys, their losses, their legends into grand tapestries. They would hang them in halls, drape them across beds, or roll them gently into trunks to be passed on to daughters and their daughters after that. These tapestries were more than decoration. They were memory. They were legacy. And for Lady Aveline, they were dreams spun in silk. Tonight, as the fire popped and shadows danced across the chamber walls, she worked on the final panel of her great tapestry. The threads stretched tight across the loom. The shuttle whispered back and forth, click, swoosh, click. The sound was like a lullaby. She had already woven her father's hunting hounds, bounding through autumn leaves, and her younger brother's lute, caught in mid-song beside a starlit pond. But tonight's threads would be for something different. Not for memory, but for what had never been. She began with a deep navy blue, as rich as twilight. It curled along the lower edge of the tapestry like mist through a hollow shaped into the folds of a quiet forest. Trees grew tall in her threadwork, with trunks like ribbons of brown wool, and leaves stitched in feathery moss green lines. Within them, she added stars, not in the sky, but among the branches. Each one gleamed with silver thread, as if they had drifted down from the heavens and gotten caught in the trees like soft, glowing fruit. Then, slowly, Aveline wove a figure. It was a girl not unlike herself, with hair unbound and hands outstretched, walking barefoot through that forest of dreams. Was it her, or a piece of her spirit? Only she knew. She leaned in close as she worked, her breath slow and even, the candlelight flickering over her cheek. The rhythm of the loom deepened. Click, swoosh, click. Outside the tower window, the moon glowed full and pale, casting silver across the tapestry so that it shimmered like frost in morning light. She paused now and then, sipping warm milk steeped with rose petals, letting her eyes close for a few heartbeats. And each time she opened them again, it was as though the tapestry had shifted slightly in her absence, as though the threads were moving on their own, telling the story she held deep in her chest, the one even she couldn't quite name. A soft breeze crept through the arrow-slit window. It carried the scent of lavender from the garden below, and the faintest hush of night buzz settling in the eaves. The fire crackled lower now, and the candlelight, too, dipped gently into gold and shadow. But Lady Aveline kept weaving, not with urgency, but with a quiet joy, the kind of joy that comes not from finishing something, but from becoming part of it. She knew that when she was gone, the tapestry would remain. It would hang on a stone wall long after the tapestries of kings had faded, and some distant child, sleepless in the night, might wander into that embroidered forest, touch the gold woven among the trees, and dream a dream of her own. And so she wove on. As the final thread slipped into place and the stars in the branches gently glowed, Lady Aveline leaned back. She closed her eyes and she listened to the hush of the wind, the soft clack of cooling wood, and the heartbeat of the loom. Now still her tapestry of dreams was complete, but the dream itself had only just begun. Pause, whisper soft closing tone. And now, dear listener, as Lady Aveline sleeps by the warmth of the hearth, let the hush of her chamber drift into your thoughts. Feel the comfort of woven blankets wrapped around your shoulder, the safety of ancient stone walls keeping the night at bay, the peace of quiet stories told not in words, but in thread. Let yourself sink deeper into rest, deeper still, and dream as she did beneath stars that glow in branch, and memories that will never fade. Good night. P. The chamber lies still now. The fire, little more than a warm sigh beneath the hearthstone. The candle a stub, its wick barely glowing. Amber and Lady Aveline. She sleeps, her hands curled lightly in her lap. The tapestry folded across her knees like a sleeping cat. But dreams, dreams do not sleep. They move, they whisper, they wander. As the wind coasts softly over the tower window, a wisp of moonlight glides down the stone sill and brushes the corner of the tapestry, and something strange begins to stir. Not loudly, not all at once, but like breath through. Lace a shimmer beneath the threads, a pulse beneath the silk. For this tapestry, dear dreamer, is no ordinary cloth. It was made with memory and yearning and a kind of quiet magic passed down through generations of women who stitched not just what they saw, but what they hoped to one day feel. And tonight, that longing takes form. Within the woven forest, where stars still rest in branches, the stitched girl opens her eyes, not sharply, gently, as though waking from her own dream. She lifts her embroidered hand, thread for skin, golden silk for hair, and she steps forward, one delicate foot after another, leaving behind the warp and weft, and entering the world. Outside, the valley sleeps, but the dream girl moves quietly, unseen, through the castle corridors, her form flickering between thread and moonlight. She pauses beside the portrait hall, where ancestors line the stone walls, their oil-painted eyes blinking ever so faintly in the candle glow. She bows her head to them, not in fear, but in greeting, for she carries their stories woven deep into her being. Then she drifts lower, through spiral stairs worn by hundreds of years of footsteps, through kitchens now still, through courtyards bathed in dew, until she reaches the outer gate. Beyond the castle lies the forest, the real one, the one that had inspired Lady Aveline's needle all these years. The dream girl stands at its edge, and the trees, those tall, whispering guardians, seem to recognize her. They sway, just slightly, branches rustling in. Welcome, come, they seem to say. Come walk where you were imagined. And so she does. Now, dear listener, let yourself follow her. Imagine your feet brushing over mossy path, soft earth beneath your steps, the air cool and scented with pine and damp stone. Above you, stars flicker between swaying leaves. Real stars now, but still echoing the one stitched into the girl's world. You walk beside her, not speaking, not needing to, because she is part of you. The part that remembers stories from long ago. The part that believes in quiet magic. The part that feels most alive when all the world is still. Deeper into the woods you go, until you reach a clearing ringed by birch, trees white-barked and slender, their limbs creaking gently like wooden wind chimes. In the center stands a pool, its surface so still it looks like black glass. And the girl leans over it, her reflection does not stare back. Instead, she sees Lady Aveline, still asleep up in her tower, still resting by the finished tapestry, still smiling faintly as though dreaming something sweet. The girl places a threadbare hand to her chest, and you see it too. A single strand of gold stretching from her heart all the way through the forest, up the valley walls, through castle stones, and into Aveline's sleeping hands. They are forever bound. The girl kneels by the pool, and though she has no voice, you sense her words as if they were your own thoughts. Thank you. Then, with the softest sound like a sigh through silk, her form begins to dissolve. Not vanish, not fade, but return back through the forest, back through the air, back into the threads and fibers of the tapestry, where she settles once more beneath the branches, her hand lifted toward the stars stitched just above. The embroidery glows faint, then stills. Morning comes to the castle like a soft yawn. Aveline wakes slowly, her eyes blinking open to the hush of dawn. She sees the tapestry across her lap, and though nothing seems different, she smiles, as if she knows. She brushes her fingers lightly over the girl in the forest, and for a heartbeat, the threads feel warm. She looks out the window at the pale blue sky and soft rising mist, and whispers to herself, I dreamed she walked. Then she stands, wraps the tapestry with care, and places it gently in a cedar chest at the foot of her bed. There it will wait for another night, for another dreamer, maybe even for you. Soothing outro tone returns. And now, gentle listener, if you are still awake, let yourself drift where the tapestry leads, into woods that never truly sleep, into quiet corners of memory, into dreams stitched with wonder and rest. Let the thread of this tale gently wrap around your thought, weaving calm, peace, and sleep. Sleep well, dreamer. Sleep deep, and remember, some dreams are meant to be stitched.